Do it.
Let's go, people.
This group ride happens every Thursday night in the summer times. What a fun way to see some cool parts of the city downtown here. It looks like we're headed right towards Comerica Park where the Detroit Tigers baseball team plays. Wow, I haven't been down here in a while. This used to be parking, a street that you could drive down, and now this is, look how beautiful this is. All these shops. How amazing. I bet you didn't know the city of Detroit was like this. This place is really special. The building right in front of me is iconic. It is where General Motors headquarters is. And on my left here is Ford Field. This is where the Detroit Lions play. Unfortunately, yes, I am a Lions fan. To come down here, not only to be with the community of other e-mobility riders, but also to show off the city of Detroit, because I think a lot of people have a stigma about downtown that it's not a really cool place to come down and explore, but as you can see, this is pretty awesome. Being a part of rides like this really makes a difference in showcasing to people in the city that they don't necessarily have to take a car everywhere. You can choose an e-mobility solution, whether that be a bike, a unicycle, a skateboard. There are so many different form factors that you can decide what fits your lifestyle and really minimize your footprint, whether that comes to emissions, and just get outside. It's just really nice on days like today where the weather is perfect and you get fresh air and enjoy the city and the sights and the sounds. We started on Woodward in the middle of the city, and we have ridden all the way back down to Belle Isle, which is pretty cool because so many people are seeing all these different e-mobility products, and hopefully they're getting excited about it and they'll investigate options for themselves. All right, so we just got done with the ride, and I'm here with Jason. He organized the ride tonight. Thanks so much for doing that, Jason. What a cool community you got together here. Can you tell us a little bit about this store? Because I don't think a lot of people realize that this is sitting here right in the heart of Detroit.
Yeah, so what you're seeing right now in Electric Avenue Bikes is Trek's first all e-bike store in the world in the roster. So generally they want you to have what we jokingly call acoustic and electric bikes. But once again, you look around, everything in here is pedal assist electric.
Very cool. And how long have you been in this location?
So we opened in September 2019, so right before the pandemic we opened. So part of the process we were getting ready for is really educating people on what e-bikes even are. So that kind of got pushed back a little bit, but now it's really caught fire. Like really, I mean, I think they say that the market share went up 30% on e-bikes, and we've seen that. Absolutely.
Sure, and I think the pandemic was also an accelerator in that effect because people wanted to get outside and all bikes were pretty much snatched up. But you have been in this community for a really long time. You actually even were a part of starting the Slow Roll, am I right?
Yeah, I was a founder of Slow Roll Detroit. We started that October 2010, I did that for 9 years. And then in my 9th year, you know, the world had just opened up to me. I actually was lucky enough to do an Apple iPad commercial and go on tour with Apple. And I did some stuff with Red Bull and Shinola. And my vision of bicycle advocacy became much more global. So when I got back, I said, you know, I'm ready to move on to the next phase, which happened to be this.
So what made you fall in love with electric bikes?
That's such a multi-pronged answer. Yeah, they're fast and they're fun is sort of one of these things I connect to, what I call the elementary things, the first things you do. But then you start hearing the stories of people whose lives have been changed by the ability to use the assistance to ride. And that's really what did it for me, is when I really started, you know, I think as humans, we think about ourselves. And a lot of people I rode with would say, well, I would never ride that bike because I don't need it. But there's people out here that need it. And I've literally seen them go from not riding a bike for 20 years to riding a bike weekly.
And going around the city of Detroit. I mean, we saw so much tonight. It was really cool to go through the tour because although I come down here pretty often on my car, it's just a whole different perspective when you're in a group setting and all on electric mobility options. It's so amazing.
That's what we say, you know, everybody's used to being in their glass bubbles. That's what we call kind of cars. And you get in and you turn the radio on and you roll the windows up and you put your air on and you're in your own world. But on a bike, you experience everything. And this, what we do on Thursdays, you don't understand how many people live in Detroit and say to me, I've never been here. And that's what we try to do, is show every aspect of Detroit, the best way to see a city, which is by electric bike.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That was such a treat. Well, thanks so much, Jason. Really appreciate you having us here and taking some time to talk to us after the ride. And we're going to be back here for another one on Thursday night. And you guys, this goes on and on for the season, pretty much until it gets too cold out. So if you are in the Metro Detroit area, definitely come by to Electric Avenue and take a ride on one of these group rides. It's super fun. All right, guys, I have Anthony here, who's actually the one that runs the show on a daily basis here in this shop. So what keeps you inspired on a daily basis coming in here and doing that job and working with these bikes?
It's definitely the people, the stories I hear of how these electric bikes are changing their lives for the better, both for just, you know, fun and health. The stories I hear is really what keeps me coming in and making sure these bikes are running for them.
All right, can you tell us a little bit about these Thursday e-rides that we just took place in and drove around the whole city of Detroit? Give us a little insight on what people can expect when they come out for one of these.
Sure. So the biggest thing you can expect is to see many different modes of electric transportation. So not only are there bikes, but there's unicycles, scooters, skateboards, bikes, you know, you name it, they're out here. And it's really cool to kind of bring everybody together, whatever mode of transportation they choose, we all kind of ride out together. We choose a different direction each week, so we're always seeing something new. And Detroit's ever evolving, so we're always finding some new spots.
And embracing such beautiful things that a lot of people don't expect, that Detroit is what it actually is, what we just saw on our ride versus what they find in the media. And so it's really cool that we can enjoy and see more of the city this way too.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much, Anthony. We really appreciate it. Keep running the show here and keep getting more people onto the e-bikes. So we appreciate that. Until next time, drive, fly, ride, go electric.